Hey there, everyone. Dave Barlow here with the Sell for 1% gang, Mike and Jay Marinsky. And we're going to jump right into it here. Mike, you got a good one for us this week. We're going to talk about Westerville, Ohio.
That is right. One of my favorite parts of doing all this is learning things about the suburbs around Columbus that I've spent so much time in, but didn't really understand the history here. And Westerville's a good one for us today. The land that is today Westerville was settled by those of European ancestry back in around 1810. In 1818, Matthew, Peter, and William Westervelt, settlers of Dutch extraction, migrated to the area from New York. And then Matthew Westervelt, which is with a V, donated land from the construction of the Methodist Church in 1836, and the settlement was subsequently named in his family's honor. I didn't see where Westervelt turned into Westerville, but I guess you can see the resemblance. It was platted in 1856 and officially incorporated in August of 1858. Back then, the town's population was around 275. Today, that number tops out around 39,000 people. Individual incomes vary between 45 and 48,000, and household between 92 and 95. This is where it gets interesting. It was a large part of the Underground Railroad. Okay. So throughout the antebellum era, which was spanned from the end of the War of 1812 through the American Civil War of 1861, several homes in Westerville were stations on the Underground Railroad. Among these is the Hanby House, located 1 block from Otterbein College. Benjamin Russell Hanby had moved to Westerville in 1849 at the age of 16 to enroll in Otterbein University. Hanby actually went on to write many familiar hymns and songs, among them Darling Nellie Gray. It inspired his symphony for the Southern Slaves, Who He Is in Yonder Stall, and I didn't know this one, the Christmas favorite, Up on the Housetop, was actually written by Hanby. That's cool. His home in Westerville, listed in the National Register of Historic Places, was dedicated as a museum in 1937, is now owned by the Ohio Historical Society and managed locally by the Westerville Historical Society. It's the only state memorial to a composer in the state of Ohio. So I thought that was super interesting. Yeah. The next part, which I didn't know either, is Westerville was like a capital of prohibition.
Oh, yeah.
In 1859, the town ordinance prohibited sales of alcohol in Westerville. And by 1870, the Burgoyne conflict between the pro and anti-temperance forces boiled over into the so-called Westerville Whiskey Wars. Twice in 1875 and 1879, businessman Henry Corbin opened a saloon in Westerville, and each time the townspeople blew it up with gunpowder.
Wow.
Westerville's reputation for temperance was so significant that in 1909, the Anti-Saloon League moved its national headquarters from Washington, D.C. to Westerville, Ohio. The League, at the forefront of the Prohibition movement, gained its greatest triumph when the 18th Amendment to the United States Constitution was ratified in 1919. So the League printed so many leaflets in support of the temperance and prohibition. Over 40 tons of mail per month were put through Westerville. Wow. By then known as the dry capital of the world, was the smallest town in the nation to have a first-class post office because of these pamphlets.
Newman would have
hated the League's Westerville headquarters. What'd you say, Dave?
I said Newman would have hated that office.
Right. Oh, gosh.
40 tons?
40 tons. After the League's Westerville headquarters was given to the Westerville Public Library in 1973, it actually now serves as a museum attached to the library. After Prohibition ended, Westerville remained dry for most of the 20th century.
I went to
1995.
I went to Otterbein in 81 and 82 to play baseball, and it was still dry at that time.
Yes, it was. So in 95, the city annexed 941 non-dry acres of land to the north, which actually included several alcohol selling businesses. Subsequently, though, voters approved alcohol sales in Old Westerville at a number of establishments to their site-specific local options. And this is a fun fact. So in 2006, Michael's Pizza in downtown Westerville served the first beer in uptown Westerville in over 70 years.
Yeah, there was a thing to do about that.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, wait, like everybody's like, woohoo!
Yeah, there were parades and all kinds of things going on.
Oh, that's so funny to me.
Oh yeah, well, it was the way it was.
It was. So the school systems in Westerville are great. We've talked about already that Otterbein University is there. It is a private 4-year liberal arts college. It was founded by the United Brethren Church in 1847. It's now home to 3,000 students, and the church has merged with the Methodist Church, and it is now the United Methodist Church, with which the college actually continues to be affiliated with. Other colleges and universities, you have Hondros College. That's actually where I went to get my real estate license. You have Franklin University, which there's a branch there. There's the Ohio State School of Cosmetology. There's also a Columbus State campus that's in Westerville as well, and then Fortis College. One of the big things in Westerville, and actually your daughter, Dave, turned me on to this with her and her signing, is Westerville has a very large deaf community. They do have the Ohio School for the Deaf. That's actually in Westerville. Lots of support for the deaf community there. High schools actually offer in Westerville sign language classes, which is a rarity. I know they didn't offer them in Hilliard. So that is actually pretty neat. There's the Columbus Colony, which is actually a nursing home strictly for the deaf as well. So huge community support in that area for the deaf. Yep.
That's very neat. Yeah, very cool.
Yep. Westerville is served by the Westerville City School District. It operates 3 high schools, which I'm killing myself because I didn't know this. I always thought that there was one, but there's Westerville South, there's Westerville North, and then Westerville Central. I think Central was the most recent one, opened in 2003. And then there's 4 middle schools and 16 elementary schools. So it's a very robust school district. It's actually a lot larger than most people think. It does go down almost all the way to where Easton's at, and then all the way up north, up on Route 3, close to Polaris. So it's a very large school district.
Yeah, Central actually sits north of North High School. And so
interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. All right.
It's great naming moniker. Perfect.
There you go.
Famous people. You'll get a kick out of this one. I know I did. Buster Douglas.
Oh man.
Buster Douglas is from Westerville. So when I saw that name, I said, yes, I need to include that for sure.
Yeah, Buster the man.
Yep. And then Nick Vanette. So OSU tight end and the Saints tight end is from Westerville.
All right.
And then our very own 2012 women's gold medalist, Gabby Douglas, is from Westerville as well. So far,
Andy
this is the city that's had the most.
Yeah, Andy Katzenmoyer.
Katzenmoyer too
is a South boy.
Was he was number 47, wasn't he?
And that iconic photo of him standing over the Michigan player. Is still on all the hype videos. So yeah.
For sure. Yeah, Katzenmoyer is a stud.
Oh my God.
Just to wrap this up, there are some notable businesses that operate in Westerville. One of them, it's huge here in Columbus, is JP Morgan Chase has their headquarters in the Polaris area, and it employs about 6,100 people. It's a huge employer in that area. A lot of people from Westerville do work for Chase. The other big player is Mount Carmel Health. They employ about 3,500 people. So 2 large businesses provide a lot of support for the community over there.
And just a quick caveat about the Chase building, right there just south of Polaris. It is the 2nd largest office building in the world.
Jeez.
The first largest is the Pentagon.
No kidding.
Yeah, so that's how big that building is. It's huge.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So to wrap this up, just kind of what we've done before is the average sales price in Westerville is about $369,000. Actually fairly affordable. And I took a quick peek to see what was on the market, and You have about 20 homes currently for sale, single family homes in Westerville under $350,000. So it's a great place to live, lots of history, lots of things to do with the family in the area. If you're
Downtown
interested,
Westerville's great.
oh, it's wonderful. And you have access to pretty much anywhere because it sits right there on Route 3 and 270. You have access to 71. You have the Polaris Mall. You have the Easton Mall. I mean, you have literally everything you could possibly think of in that part of town. You got 2 great golf courses. You got Rocky Fork Metro Park. What's the last thing I'm thinking of? You have the Hoover Dam is over in that area too. It's just a very beautiful part of town.
Creek.
So yeah, and the Hoover Reservoir. So like you have access to pretty much anything you'd want to do with the family on that part of town. You don't have to go very far. But if you are interested, we've spent a lot of time in the Westerville area. We know a lot about it. A lot of the neighborhoods that are in there, we're very good at getting people houses. I know I've sold several condos over in that Blendon Woods area. Great part of town. If you're interested, give us a call. We'd love to help you out. But that is our, that's the neighborhood of the week.
Excellent. Westerville, Ohio. It's a great place to live.